Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today I'd like to revisit a country I've not been to for quite some time, and that country is Spain, and I'm going to take a look at one of their Spanish lunch menus. Now this is their lunch menu A5, so let's get this on a table and see what this pack contains. And so, as you can see, I now have here on the table this Spanish Armed Forces combat ration. This particular one is one of their lunch, and it's the menu A5. There isn't any other description of what's in the box, so I'm not sure what's in this one. So it's in a simplistic box. You can fill the box with a plastic coating. Again, no easy open strips, so I need to bring in my trusty old friend. Just cut across the top there. So, what does this A5 lunch menu from Spain contain? Quickly to get open there. So straight off, we have a nice little simplistic box. So, straight off the bat, I've got a translator here. I'm going to use that this time to see exactly what we have. It says that one is a chicken soup, so we have chicken soup. We also have it's not deciphering it, a meat in gravy with peas and carrots. So it'd be interesting to find out exactly what that is. He's having difficulty reading that writing there. We also have on the other tin pork meat cooked with onions. The translate is being really bad. So again, another tin of pork meat. I'm going to have to, might be pork and bacon and something. We have some isotonic vitamin C powders, 4. We have some jam there. We have some toothpaste, dental cream. There is 3 simple fuel tabs. And disinfectant gel, so there's a cleaning gel. This feels like gum. There is some wet naps, and we also have the stove to go with the tabs, and last but not least, 2 water purification tablets. So this is the contents. Little bit undecided what they actually are, but we shall find out. Oops, nearly missed it. We also have some book matches, but we'll get these translated and out on a tray and see what they look and taste like. And so, as you can see, I now have here laid out on a tray this Spanish lunch menu A5, and after a very disastrous translation because of the colouring of the tins of my phone, I did actually remember, I've done these before, they do come with a translation sheet of what's in there. So straight off it tells you in Spanish. If you open up, there is English and also French. So I could have saved myself a bit of time if my memory served me correctly. In the English version, it does actually say 1 bag of chicken and pasta, 1 tin of tuna salad country style, and 1 tin of cooked lean pork, which is that one. And finally, the jam is 1 tube of apple cream or apple jam. So after that disastrous start, I remember there is actually a translation sheet. Now, the tuna salad, it does say eat cold, and the pork, it is a cooked pork, but it also says you're supposed to warm that. I'm going to eat both cold because to me, to have a cold side and a warm chunk of meat is just an odd combination, so I am going to have both cold in this instance. I am going to start with the soup. So this is a very simple soup. It asks for 200 millilitres of water, so roughly about half of a mug, give or take a little bit. So there is a very fine powder there, and there is no coffee in this, so this will be the hot drink. I'm also going to bring in the US MRE spoon, and we should just give a very simplistic looking soup mix about half a mug of boiling water. And a good old stir. Make sure it's well dissolved there. And I've just realised I've done it again. I've got to make the cold drink and I've already used the spoon, but never mind. I shall bring in a Russian spoon. I have a whole stack of international spoons there. Now I'm going to take a look at the isotonic instant powders. I've had these before. There is 4 sachets, 5 grams each. Now over the years I've tried these both in water, and the alternative method is to open this and pour the powder straight into your mouth. From past experience, I find both unpleasant, but the most unpleasant is the actual pouring the powder directly in the mouth. So I'm going back to mixing it in water first. There's 4 sachets. I think I should just use 2, and we'll only give it about a quarter of a glass of water because there is 2 there. You are supposed to use all 4. And I'll just give that about, I don't know, a quarter to a third of a glass of water. So I've experienced these a few times before in the past. Both methods I recall are unpleasant. They happen to be, I think, from previous experience, one of the worst isotonic powders out there. Now I'm going to have a look at this tuna salad. There is a ring pull, so we just give that a pull. Well, bring in a little bowl there. So there's a huge amount of tuna on the top, sitting there. Huge tin of tuna, a few vegetables. I'll get it all out that tin. That's a nice colourful salad there starting to appear. A large amount of tuna. A nice colourful looking dish. I think moving along, we shall open this apple cream or apple butter. There is nothing to actually put it on, but I do remember the Spanish rations, their breakfast menu come with a day's supply of crackers. So I'm assuming you would use that. I've been a little friend, very tight packaging there. So I was bringing a little friend to help me open that up. So a little apple jam, apple butter. We'll have a look at this meat. Now, as I said, it did say it was to warm this, but because this main is cold, I'm going to eat the meat cold also. So, but like all these rations, they can all be eaten cold anyway. And I just have another little bowl here, so I shall just add that to the other bowl. And use that spoon there just to break up those lumps. So, as it says, cooked lean pork. We also have some gum, so we should just open that to have a look at the gum. 1 large briquette. And for sterilising the hands, instead of a wet nap, we have some disinfectant gel. So let's try that. Let's see how we go. So there is a very, very small, it is a very small amount of disinfecting gel. It might sterilise, but it'll be no good to remove dirt. So I'll just give that a rubbing. Very delicate scent of like a cleaning smell, a cleaner, but that's dissolved. It would be no good for getting rid of the dirt like a wet nap, but I'm assuming I would be now germ free. So I'm going to just give that soup another little stir there. And I'm going to start, well, I like to start, that is with the drinks. So the hot drink is the actual soup. Very basic flavours. A slight thickness to it. It's not actually very flavoursome at all. Very difficult to taste the chicken in there. Let me just see if I can find any of the, it did say pasta, so there is a couple of little lumps of very, very fine pasta there. So I'm just going to try some of those. Not overly salty, not overly flavoursome, very disappointing, flavourless soup. Slight thickness to it, disappointing in flavour, disappointing all round, not a very nice, enjoyable instant soup there. Now I'll move on to the isotonic drinks powders. There is 2 there if you remember. Slightly lemon flavoured. There is a slimy texture. It is a drink. You can sense the salts in there, the rehydration salts, a slight lemon back taste. But again, you know it's going to do you good. You know you're going to have to drink it if you're out there, you're sweating, you're losing those electrolytes and you need to replace them. But it isn't one of the best out there. Very disappointing. Not the best flavour. So we're moving on to the tuna salad. Tuna salad. We can see peas, we can see peppers, see potatoes, obviously lots and lots of tuna. So this is cold, as suggested. So let's have a taste of that all round. There was a slight lemon or citrus flavour in the background. There is just basic tinned, canned tuna. It's in salted brine, it's not in oil. There is some of the vegetables. Let's try the peas. The peas are very, very soft. They just dissolve in the mouth. Potatoes, same, no texture. No texture to the vegetables. The tuna is just a tuna in brine with vegetables added. Very basic, very underwhelming. Tuna in brine with vegetables which are overcooked. No texture, no flavour. It's just quite salty from the tuna in brine. I'm going to have a look at the pork. So it's large chunks. So it's pork in its own gravy. Again, very soft. Falls apart in your mouth. Falls apart in your mouth without chewing. No texture left. Very overcooked. Salty. Oily. Excuse me. Salty, oily, basic flavours. Again, not the best flavoursome pork dish out there. Very basic, very salty. Both these dishes have a high salt content. I'm going to try some of the pork with the salad and the tuna. It does add some more bulking agent. It does go okay. Overall though, very, very, very salt dependent. I need to refresh my palate. I only have the soup here. Even with time, the soup is very lacking. Let's have a look at this apple cream or apple jam. There is no crackers, so I do believe that with Spanish rations, the breakfast menu comes with a load of crackers, which I think you're supposed to keep throughout the day, so I just have to eat this on its own. Sweet, slight taste of apple. Apple jam is very prevalent in the Russian rations. This isn't as good quality as that. It is a set apple flavoured jam, cream or paste. Very sweet, very sugar heavy, but without the crackers it's a little bit, again, underwhelming. Overall, I have to admit, I say as I find, this is a very disappointing, tasteless ration. Very heavily reliant on salt for the two main dishes, overly so in my opinion. The soup has no flavour, very little, it's a slight thickness, and the isotonic drinks powders are the most disappointing drinks powders in any ration. So, very disappointing, very dull, very boring on flavours, not the best menus out there. So this was the Spanish lunch menu A5. So, thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification button for future videos coming very soon. So thank you and goodbye.